Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive with us. Today, we're going to be looking at, I'm going to get a little mystical today. We're going to be looking at excerpts from Das Geheimnis der digitalen Sphären. And as you might have guessed, that's German, The Secret of the Digital Spheres. It's a fictional work that kind of blends a little bit of the digital world with a little bit of mysticism. So, are you ready to jump into this and see what we can find?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very excited to kind of explore this world and see what we can pull out visually from this source material.
Yeah, and so picture this. You're in a digital landscape, and it's described as being bathed in this kind of soft, ethereal light. There are data streams flowing around. They're described as sparkling comets, kind of creating this sense of constant energy and movement. And then there are these pathways that kind of link everything together and lead you deeper into the digisphere.
I think that's something that's really interesting is that a lot of times when we think about technology, we think about the practical applications, or maybe even like the lights and bolts of it all. And this really focuses on the aesthetic elements, the beauty, the wonder. It almost presents it as sublime.
Yeah, it's not just ones and zeros. There's real beauty in it. There's inspiration in it. There's a sense of awe. And I think a good way that they achieve this is this kind of recurring motif of mist or fog. It appears throughout.
Right, almost like another character itself.
Yeah, and it's never really explained what it is or where it comes from, but it's always there. It adds this layer of mystery and kind of hints at maybe some secrets hidden beneath the surface.
It really makes me think of the unknown, the yet to be discovered. It creates a sense of anticipation like we're about to see something truly remarkable.
Absolutely. And I think a good example of that is when we're introduced to our first character, Dima, a digital being with a glowing outline and a pixelated form. But now get this, the form is constantly changing.
Ooh, that's cool.
Dima is 100 years old.
Wow. So it really challenges our perception of what aging means, or even what existence itself means. For a digital being, like what does it mean to age if you're made of data and light?
Right, so it's kind of flip on that on its head a little bit. And Dima also got a pretty unique style, this is described, a nasty green holo-tunic and an indigo blue data skirt.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. I love that nasty green.
Yeah.
I think that that's a really striking visual. Like it makes me think that Dima is rebellious, unconventional, maybe a little mischievous even.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe that indigo blue represents some kind of wisdom or intuition. So maybe there's this kind of balance between those two.
Right. Yeah. And that makes me think of how we use clothing as self-expression in our own world. And maybe in this digital realm, color is used in the same way.
I love that. It's like a visual language.
Yeah.
That goes beyond just the words. And then we're introduced to another character, Aether. Also, some things called Aetheron in the text. They're a digital wanderer, but they're 150 years old. And they're described as translucent, mist-like, with this kind of mystical aura. They wear a flowing cloak in light burgundy and black robes, giving them a more ethereal, almost otherworldly presence.
I really see Aether as embodying that ancient wisdom and mystery of this digital world. And the mist-like form and those flowing robes really evoke a sense of timelessness.
Yeah, it's like they've seen it all. They've been around for so long. They've witnessed the digital world evolve. And both Dima and Aether are drawn to a specific location within the digital spheres called the Crescent Moon Thread.
Ooh.
And it's described as this pathway or a zone that's pulsating with light, full of vibrant colors and that kind of shimmering mist again. It's clearly a place of immense significance and beauty.
Almost like a central point in this world, where the ordinary and the extraordinary converge.
Exactly. It's kind of like the crossroads, and it's along this crescent moon thread that Dima and Aetheron embark on their journey. And that's really where things start to get exciting.
I can't wait to hear about that. What happens next?
Yeah, it sounds pretty amazing.
I bet it is.
I mean, imagine stepping into this digital world. Data streams are swirling around you like a kaleidoscope, pulsing light patterns, creating this ever-shifting landscape. Colors are changing constantly.
It's like the digital world itself is alive, reacting to their presence.
Yeah. And then, amidst all this vibrant energy, they encounter something remarkable. A wall of floating symbols.
Ooh.
That's when things really start to get interesting. They're described as pulsating in this alien rhythm, emanating light, and just holding a sense of hidden meaning.
Almost like they've stumbled upon this gateway to something even more profound within this digital world.
Yeah, and it's Aether, with their kind of mystical touch who interacts with these symbols, and when they do, the symbols start to glow, and this hidden world is revealed.
Wow. It's amazing to me to think that knowledge isn't something that you just read or download. It's actually encoded and hidden, and you need a certain understanding to really unlock its secrets.
Yeah, it's like a digital puzzle waiting to be solved. And Aether seems to hold the key to deciphering these symbols and revealing the hidden world that they represent.
That's really cool. It makes me wonder, what will they find in this hidden world?
Well, that's a great question, and that's what we're going to explore in the next part of our deep dive. We'll delve deeper into the symbolism, the characters' reactions, and the potential meaning of this hidden world. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Awesome. Looking forward to it.
As we kind of get deeper into this world, I'm struck by the way that color is used. It's not just about describing what things look like. It seems like it's also about conveying emotions and atmosphere.
Right. Yeah, the source material uses color in a very deliberate way, almost like a visual language, that adds this whole other layer of meaning. Like Dima's nasty green Holo-tunic. There's got to be more to it than just a random color choice.
Yeah, it feels very intentional, especially when you pair it with that indigo blue of the data skirt. Like, if nasty green hints at this rebellious or unconventional side, maybe the indigo blue represents a deeper wisdom or intuition that kind of balances it out.
That's a really interesting interpretation. Like, the colors themselves are giving us clues to Dima's personality.
Right, and then we have Aetheron, who's wearing light burgundy and black. Those colors have such a different feel to them.
Much more grounded, more connected to the ancient and the mystical.
Yeah, and as they journey along the Crescent Moon Thread, the background colors themselves shift and change. It's like mirroring the emotional arc of their journey.
Oh, that's cool. So like when they were describing the data streams swirling like kaleidoscopes and those pulsing light patterns and the ever-changing hues, do you think that's what they're talking about?
Yeah, it's like the digital landscape itself is alive, and it's responding to their presence.
Like their emotions are like a paintbrush on the canvas of the digital world,
I like that.
creating this dynamic and ever-evolving work of art.
I like that a lot. And then when they reach that wall of floating symbols, remember, the atmosphere changes completely.
Oh yeah. It was like entering another world, something beyond our comprehension.
Right. And the light that's emanating from the symbols, it's reflecting off of Mima's pixelated form, as if the knowledge that's encoded within them is starting to resonate with Dima on this deeper level.
So it's not just about seeing the symbols, it's about feeling them, experiencing them.
Yeah, it's like the symbols are calling out to Dima, inviting them to unlock their secrets. And it's Aetheron who triggers the next stage of the revelation. When they touch one of the symbols, it doesn't just glow, but the surrounding symbols ripple in reaction, creating this sense of interconnectedness.
Like a chain reaction.
Yeah, it's like they've touched a single node in a vast neural network and the entire system is responding.
And it's Aetheron who initiates that. Like they have this deeper understanding of how this digital knowledge works.
Right? And then the transformation, it's amazing. The digital sphere is bathed in radiant light, filled with even more vibrant colors and harmonious sounds. It's like they've stepped into a completely different dimension.
Wow. It sounds breathtaking.
It is. It's described as its hidden world, brimming with a kaleidoscope of colors and sounds. And the whisters in the ethereal expanse have transformed into harmonious melodies.
That's beautiful.
It is.
It really emphasizes the idea of something profound being unveiled.
Right. And notice how the sounds themselves become more pronounced. It's not just a visual transformation, it's sensory as well.
It's like we're right there with them, experiencing this wonder and awe firsthand.
I can almost hear those melodies and feel the warmth of that radiant light.
And that's the power of language and imagery.
Yeah.
It allows us to really step into this fantastical world.
So we've witnessed Dima and Aetheron journey into the heart of the Crescent Moon Thread, interact with big mysterious symbols, unlock this hidden world.
It's been quite a ride.
It has, but the journey's not over yet. What will they discover in this newly revealed landscape? What challenges and wonders await them?
That's a great question.
Well, that's what we're going to explore in the final part of our deep dive. As we step into this hidden world with Dima and Aetheron, the first thing I notice is how peaceful everything is.
Yeah, it's a big change from that last landscape, right? All the swirling data and pulsing lights, that sense of mystery and anticipation. Now it feels much more tranquil and serene.
Yeah, and I think that's reflected in the language too. Like the descriptions become gentler, more focused on balance and unity. Remember how the hidden world is described as brimming with this kaleidoscope of colors and sounds, but also as a place where whispers in the ethereal expanse have transformed into harmonious melodies. It's like this paradox, vibrant yet tranquil.
It's interesting, right? Like, true knowledge or understanding brings this sense of calm, even in the middle of all this complexity.
Yeah, it's like by unlocking the secrets of those symbols, they've discovered a new way of seeing things.
Ex
And even their reactions to this hidden world are a bit different.
Oh, yeah. How so?
Well, Dima's just gazing in awe. Their features are shifting slightly in surprise. It's like they're seeing the digital world, maybe even themselves, in a whole new light.
That makes sense.
And even Aetheron, this ancient and wise being, is captivated by the breathtaking spectacle.
I like that.
Yeah.
Even someone who's seen so much can still be surprised.
It reminds us that there's always something new to discover, no matter how much you think you know.
And they're sharing this experience together, really highlighting that knowledge is best when it's shared.
Yeah, it's like they're both students on this journey of discovery.
And then, as we get to the end of the excerpt, the light starts to fade, leaving Dima and Aetheron just standing there thinking. It's a really powerful image.
It is like a moment of quiet reflection, taking
Yeah.
it all in.
Yeah. They've been changed by this journey.
Right. They've got this new understanding that will guide them.
And that light fading, I still feel this sense of hope and possibility.
Me too. It's a really beautiful ending. It leaves you feeling optimistic about the future.
It reminds me that even with all the technology in our lives, there's still room for wonder and exploration.
Right. We should never stop questioning and seeking out new knowledge.
Like Dima and Aetheron, we might find that the greatest discoveries are the ones that lead us to a deeper understanding of ourselves.
So keep exploring, keep questioning. You never know what you might find. That's all the time we have for today's deep dive. Until next time, happy diving.